at K105.com via the Apple and Android smartphone app using the SoundCloud, iTunes, or Spotify podcast, on Facebook, on YouTube, on the platform formerly known as Twitter, and the hashtag is In the Know. Coming up today, we'll update you on the latest news headlines from around the community, the county, the Commonwealth, and the country. We'll have the water cooler question as well. That will be your chance to prove you're the smartest person around the water cooler and win. That and a whole lot more coming up today here on In the Know. Settling into my left, rolling Mach 9 with her hair on fire, is my beautiful wife, the beautiful girl. It's BJ. Good morning, sweetheart.
Good morning.
How you doing?
I am really running behind.
I think what most people don't know is your butt wasn't even in the chair on the downbeat of your playing music.
No.
It wasn't. It hadn't even touched the top of the chair. Well, but, I mean, part of that is because we were partying late into the night. I mean, we just party. Ain't no party like an adoption party, because an adoption party don't stop. And so we all of 9:15, we were partying way into the wee hours of 9:15 in the evening. Yesterday was the 5-year anniversary of Alea's adoption. And there we are last evening. And so we had a what I would call a large gathering.
Yes, it was.
We had,
I think the largest to date.
Yeah, that's right. But so many different rivers converge into this child. And so you got, our side of the family, you got the Meredith side of the family, you got actually some DNA relatives of hers that are involved, and they're visiting in town. And so just really nice that it kind of fell on that date. But it was we ate well.
Yes.
It was great to have everybody together and people who played. I was thinking, we were talking about 5 years ago yesterday. We were in a courtroom. It was in the middle of COVID.
Yes.
We had to, sit in there and just go through the proceeding, et cetera. And then we got to go back. Missy Davis had a cake and everything back in the courthouse for us and for the family and everything. And anyway, it was just a really nice evening. So
I'm loving the pictures. I've seen them, but to see them like this, it makes me a little, teary-eyed all over again.
I think you got a little teary-eyed over the video that I showed last night. Yes. Truth be told, the first time I saw it, I got teary-eyed too. So and the second time I didn't so much, just because I've seen it before. Plus, I was trying to hold it together.
It's been a great 5 years, and then some.
Absolutely. So. He is the 5-time winner of the coveted Ohio Newshawk Award. He's the 2-time Silver Sound nominee, covering every corner of the globe: London, Budapest, Rio, Tokyo, and even Litchfield. He's Sam Gormley, and the sports. Morning, Sam.
Morning, Ralph.
How you doing?
Not too bad. How are you?
Well, I'm begging for your forgiveness in advance. These puffy, black spots under my eyes from just staying up into the wee hours of 9:15. You'll forgive me in advance. We don't typically stay up and party that late.
Okay, but to be clear, our company was leaving at 9:15.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's not like we just shut off the lights and said, let's go to bed. That wasn't how that worked.
No,
so.
but people were apparently having a good time because they didn't want to leave.
Yeah,
and
it was great.
I don't know if it was the food or the company or Papa Tommy's lasagna was really good. So.
He's always,
I don't know. So apologies, Sam, that if we're a little distracted today. We had a big day yesterday getting prepared, and so back down to business.
It sounds like
today.
you had a full day.
Yes, we did. And well, you mentioned 5 years plus some. I mean, she's
been with us for a long time.
Yeah, it's a better part of over 7 years now, but legally 5 years. So that's it's nice to have that milestone. And anyway, she and her guest are off doing touristy things today.
Well, I just got word
that
the deal was last night that there was the big sleepover at Mama and Papa's, and so I just got word that they literally woke up about 12 minutes ago.
Okay.
So I think some touristy things have been pushed a little bit later, but they are still going to occur. And then I think I'm going to join up with them later on this afternoon so that I can spend a little bit more time
Well,
with them.
for your lake trip this afternoon, it's going to be sunny and hot, and it's going to continue to be so through the middle of the week. We'll see a high near 90 today. If you were off to the north of us, you might got a little relief in the humidity department, but if you're here between the lakes, it's still humid. In fact, it was foggy this morning when the sun came up, so that gives you an idea of the moisture content in the air. We're going to see highs climb into the mid-90s for your Thursday. The heat index will be the main concern, as it will exceed 100 degrees and could reach close to 110 degrees if the closer you are to the Louisville Metro, and that being a heat island. And so just pay attention to the forecast and pay attention to your hydration levels, too. Mostly sunny, a high of 91 for today. Clear and 71 overnight, mostly sunny and hot for tomorrow. A high of 94 is what's being shown for by our friends at Wave. I think we'll be a couple of degrees below that, but that's not really much consolation because the humidity that is going to be accompanying that. Some of the headlines of the day: a man has been arrested after walking naked on the Western Kentucky Parkway while carrying a handgun, and that happened near Caneyville. The Grayson County Sheriff's Office and State Police responded to the report of a naked man with a gun walking on the eastbound parkway near the 93-mile marker Saturday morning about 12:50. The trooper at the scene made contact with a 34-year-old Evan Hack of Bardstown, who walked away from the trooper in the middle of the eastbound lanes. The trooper gave Hack verbal commands to drop the gun and put his hands up, and he complied and was taken into custody. According to the citation, said he was sweating profusely, had rapid speech and body movements and dilated pupils, and was displaying signs of being under the influence of methamphetamine. After he was arrested, Hack told police he had ingested methamphetamine about 5 p.m. that night. He further told police that he took his clothes off because he was hot. They found his vehicle at the 92-mile marker of the parkway, and found a large quantity of his personal items thrown in the ditch near his truck. They found multiple rounds of ammunition, clothes, chainsaw, propane tank in the ditch. They found a lawn chair set up in the median of the parkway where he had been. He said that was his chair. He was charged, arrested, lodged in the Grayson County Detention Center. For my friends in Nelson County, please get your people and keep them. 3 fire departments fought a blaze for over 90 minutes in Big Clifty early this morning after battling dense fog while en route. The Grayson, East Grayson, Clarkson, and fire departments and the Grayson County Emergency Management were dispatched this morning about 2:15 to the residential fire in the 100 block of Langley Drive. The heavy fog obviously, made them have to be extra careful getting to the scene. They found smoke billowing from the front door and a window on the left side of the mobile home. Firefighters entered the home and found the left side of the trailer on fire. Making it difficult to battle the blaze was a large amount of occupants' belongings that were piled nearly ceiling to floor in multiple rooms on the left side of the home. They battled the fire inside and out they extinguished it at about 4:18 a.m. this morning. The cause of the blaze currently listed as undetermined, but they will continue to look into that, I suppose. It was a week ago today that couple of tragedies in the area. The tragedy that morning in Cub Run that we were following, and then that afternoon what ended up being a deadly traffic fatality on Highway 54 west of Litchfield. And I think probably many of us are aware of this story by now, but there's one additional piece of information that I wanted to share with you today. And it comes from Brian Alexander, who is the superintendent of Edmonson County Schools. And he issued a statement on the death of Eli Meredith in that crash last Tuesday. And he succumbed to his injuries on Wednesday. He said that 16-year-old Eli, a rising junior, said that he was a respected member of his class at Edmonson County High School. He was also a beloved member of the baseball team. In addition to his talent and dedication to his team, Eli was known for his character and selflessness to his coaches and teammates. No young man could become this remarkable and unforgettable without parents such as his, and our hearts hurt with them and the rest of his family during this time. That statement does go on if you want to read more of it at K105.com, and just continue prayers for that family and everyone involved. Candidates and elected officials could pay for personal safety and security measures under legislation that Representative Wade Williams from Arlington says he is planning to file when the General Assembly convenes in January. The use of campaign funds to pay for the reasonable cost of security measures for a state candidate, office holder, member of his or her family, and employees of the candidate's campaign or the office holder's office would be allowable campaign expenditures under Williams' current draft. It seeks to modern campaign finance laws and protect candidates, office holders, and their families. It is similar to a proposal which was in the form of House Bill 373 that he filed during this past regular session earlier this year. That measure did cleared the House, but didn't get a vote over in the Senate, so it died during the session there. He said that political campaigns can be highly charged. Unfortunately, law enforcement continues to see a rise in violence and threats of violence towards candidates, elected leaders, and their families, which has sparked growing safety concerns. You know, just in Minnesota, we had two lawmakers, state lawmakers, that were killed recently, and you're seeing the amount of violence and rhetoric is piling up across the country, not just at the state level, but at the federal congressional level as well. So I think this is probably reasonable. And by the way, these security measures it's not like private armed security, or not necessarily, but it's things like security hardware, locks, alarm systems, motion detectors, et cetera, that they can use the campaign funds in order to pay for while they are a candidate. It's a sad state of affairs when we've gotten to the point where we have elected citizenry that go and represent constituents in places, and they become subject of violence because people just don't for multiple reasons. But it's a sad commentary on society in general. I'll be anxious to see what happens with that piece of legislation. I would imagine state houses around the country are doing similar. All you need to do is look at Minnesota and see why it's a concern worthy of addressing. This time last week, maybe it was a week ago tomorrow, I went out steak shopping. Young Miss Alea wanted a steak, and not everyone could have a steak at her adoption party, so she got a steak. And one of the reasons everybody can't have a steak is, have you seen beef prices?
We would not have electricity on this morning.
They have gone. It has gone up and continues to go up, and consumers shouldn't expect much relief soon either. The average price of a pound of ground beef rose to $6.12 last month. That's up 12% from a year ago. The average price of all uncooked beef steaks rose 8% to $11.49 a pound, and that's about on par with what I experienced last week. But noticed, bought 4 steaks and went,
Wow.
okay. It takes more than it used to, without a doubt. It's not a recent phenomenon, though. Over the last 20 years, you've seen it continuing to grow. And it's not necessarily, if you're in the beef cattle business, it doesn't mean that it's automatically lucrative for you, because the margins are still very hard. You got drought in the western United States, which is impacting food costs and prices of feed and the availability of feed, et cetera. Tariffs could play a role. If you hear Wagyu beef, if you ever have that, that's imported from Japan. So it'll be interesting. There's also been changes in herd size, because so much more of a beef cattle can be used. The herds are smaller, but the prices, I think they're selling for like $230 a hundredweight right now is what beef cattle are selling at. But Americans aren't slowing down, though. We like our beef.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Throw it on my plate, please. Just, I don't need steak sauce. I need a fork and a steak and a plate. And a napkin would be helpful, and that'll be that. You might have seen out of Louisville yesterday that Brett Hankinson trial in the Breonna Taylor raid and death has been in the news the last few days, and they found him, Brett Hankinson, guilty, but they recommended, and the Department of Justice recommended, a prison sentence of 1 day, which the judge decided was insulting, and the judge sentenced him to 33 months. And he would be sentenced to 33 months in prison for the conviction of use of excessive force, with 3 years of supervised probation to follow the prison term. They'll figure out when he's supposed to report. He doesn't report immediately, but he fired 10 different shots. None of them were the shots that struck Breonna Taylor, but some of the shots did go into neighboring apartment, and probably extremely lucky that none of them were struck. But you saw Ben Crump yesterday, the family's attorney, who was leading a press conference there in Louisville. You probably saw that on either local or national news yesterday. I saw this morning that former University of Kentucky starting quarterback and Titans quarterback Will Levis is going to have season-ending shoulder surgery. The NFL season is getting ready to kick into high gear because preseason football will be really just days away with the Hall of Fame game. He wrapped up minicamp June 12th. The Titans don't open preseason until August 9th at Tampa. Their regular season over is September 7th, but Will Levis will not play for the Titans in the upcoming season because of his shoulder surgery. Sam, they drafted obviously very high in the draft. They got Cam Ward, the Titans did, thinking that he's probably the future. They added veterans Brandon Allen and Tim Boyle in the offseason. Is there a chance that maybe the surgery isn't an absolute requirement, but this is a way to navigate some choppy waters and spare Levis some grief, etc.? Or do you know anything about this more than what I've just told you?
No, I mean, you're probably not wrong on what you're saying. Brandon Allen has a direct connection to the Titans head coach, Brian Callahan, because Brandon Allen was the Bengals' backup quarterback when Brian Callahan was the offensive coordinator. So they have a connection there. There's a lot of trust built in there as well. And I mean, if you're being honest, Levis didn't play great when he got his opportunities. Now, is that because of talent around him? Maybe, potentially. Was it situation he was placed in? Who knows? But he didn't take control of the opportunities when he was given. And when that happens in the NFL, I mean, listen, you're looking, I mean, you just watch the TV show, quarterbacks, you got to have it in the NFL. And if you don't have it, you need to make that decision right away because you either got it or you don't. And the Titans did not have it with Levis, so they had to find something. And when you got the number 1 overall pick, you got to take the best quarterback. And they did with Cam Ward.
Yeah, you'd be foolish not to do it, of course. And maybe this is just a way of putting an end to, without sparing a lot of drama and hurt feelings, and protecting his value for whatever it might be. I think there are a lot of quarterbacks in the NFL that are playing with less than elite offensive lines, so you can't blame it entirely on the offensive line, but I do think that was a pretty big component of it. You got to invest in your front lineup there if you want to protect your QB number 1, and they just didn't do a very good job of that last year, but we'll see what the Titans are able to do in the upcoming season. Have you heard, just by happenstance, have you heard a premiere date for Hard Knocks?
No, that's not something that's usually on my radar because I'm not a Max subscriber.
Gotcha. Mark Pope gave an update yesterday on the upcoming season. Now in his second year at Kentucky, he says the roster has changed, but the expectations remain the same. He said he knew that as a player. He knows that as a coach. He says that this year's team has as a dynamic backcourt, has a chance of becoming a better team on the defensive end of the floor as well. He gave an update on Andrea, how do I say this?
Yelovich.
Yelovich. So the J is a Y sound, and the C is a CH. How do you say his first name? Do you know?
I don't remember what his first name is.
It's Andrja. So if you say Andrea, Driha, that sounds like a girl's name, and I don't really want to. I don't want to get into it with him because he's 6'11" and he's Serbian, and I don't really. No, he's Croatian. Sorry, not Serbian. But says that the university has received his transcripts. He just finished his classes, which is good, and so that's he's going to wear number 4 in the upcoming season. I'm anxious for it. It's kind of like I'm already just kind of skipping past football season. And just heading on to basketball season.
It was nice that they sent out season ticket renewals. So I sent my dad a text message. I said, I presume you want to renew. He was like, yes, we do. Absolutely. It's a little bit easier decision on basketball than it is for football.
Absolutely. And it's probably not a similar financial decision either, so it maybe weighs into it as well. But, yeah, if you hopped on the train last year, you got to stay on and go for the ride and see where it takes you. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Got plenty more on the way. We'll tell you what we're celebrating today. And genetic obesity markers could be important to you. We'll talk about that and more coming up here on In the Know.
At Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield, Dr. Priyank Chauhan provides compassionate care for adults and seniors. Board certified in internal and geriatric medicine, he's dedicated to managing chronic conditions, preserving independence, and enhancing the quality of life. Proudly serving Grayson County because your health matters. Schedule today. Call Owensboro Health Family Medicine in Litchfield at 270-259-8888.
Thinking about furthering your education? At Elizabethtown Community and Technical College, you'll get a high-quality education close to home at a cost that won't break the bank. Enjoy small class sizes with professors who take a personal interest in your success. Scholarships are still available, making our low tuition even more affordable. ECTC's Litchfield campus is now enrolling for classes that start August 18th. Visit kctcs.edu to get started. ECTC, college for the real world.
And here's Clark with the weather. How's it looking for our weekend boaters out there, Clark?
Well, Stacy, we can expect periods of heavy rain across the viewing area. That means all the trash, lawn chemicals, and other hazardous waste on the ground go down the storm drains and into our rivers, lakes, and streams.
Gross.
Gross is right, Stacy. Now here's Dave with sports.
Do your part to keep our new Kentucky home clean. Make sure only stormwater goes down storm drains. Brought to you by Team Kentucky and the Kentucky Transport.
Living on the lake is a luxury. Lake homeowners have been supplementing their properties with the best quality rock, stone, and asphalt products from Scotty's Contracting and Stone for years. Scotty's Quarry has been serving our lake customers with cleaner, underground mined, pure limestone for driveways, landscaping, and construction projects. Our crushed stone products can also be used to assist in erosion control near waterways. If you live on the lake, contact Scotty's Contracting and Stone for an estimate on high-quality products and service at 270-259-5696.
Cool off this summer at Litchfield Aquatic Center, featuring 2 3-story slides, or grab a tube and take a trip down the lazy river. There's separate tot and toddler pools with lots of great water features like fountains and slides. Plus there's even a lap lane. LAC is great for groups or individuals, and pavilion and facility rentals are available. Get a group of friends or the whole family together and spend an entire day at the Litchfield Aquatic Center on East Carroll Gibson Boulevard in Litchfield.
Beach Bend Park and Splash Lagoon is the place for summer fun, making memories, good times, and summer vibes. Feel the rush of the legendary Kentucky Rumbler, one of America's top wooden coasters. Cool off in Splash Lagoon. Over 1 million gallons of water park fun. More than 40 rides, slides, attractions, and entertainment. Fun for the whole family. Beach Bend Park. Summer vibes so close to home. Get your tickets now at beachbend.com.
Beach Bend Park. For the whole family. Beach Bend Park.
Microsoft says it no longer will use engineers in China for Department of Defense work, following a ProPublica report that Microsoft was using engineers in China to help maintain cloud computing systems for the U.S. Department of Defense. The company said it's made changes to ensure this will no longer happen. According to TechCrunch, in response to the report, Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth wrote on X, foreign engineers from any country, including, of course, China, should never be allowed to maintain or access DoD systems. And Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg and other company executives have settled a lawsuit in an $8 billion privacy case that was brought by a group of shareholders. Investors wanted Zuckerberg and others at Meta and its social media platform Facebook to repay the company for fines that had to be paid out because they allegedly allowed continual violations of Facebook users' privacy. In one instance, the FTC fined Facebook $5 billion in 2019 for failing to comply with a 2012 privacy agreement signed in the fallout from the Cambridge Analytica scandal. Tech Report, I'm Mark Mayfield.
Kids, this is one of the best rock and roll albums of all time. If you're not familiar with it, look it up. You'll thank us later. Today is National Be Someone Day.
All right.
Just be someone.
Yeah.
Just pick one, then be them. It's National Junk Food Day.
Gotta love it.
I think I'm not having junk food today. I'm having leftovers of good food today.
What was the food?
So
You just said it was food. You didn't. I mean.
Well, I did I let it slip that Papa Tommy made lasagna.
Okay, you did say that.
And then Mama Carla, she did the salad bar. I did a pasta salad, a summer pasta salad, cold, and then I did a seafood pasta, which is typically only reserved for the beach. But I did that. It's basically, think of fettuccine Alfredo with seafood instead of chicken.
And capers.
Oh, yeah, capers.
That sounds pretty good.
I love capers.
Young lady over there, she got her own jar of capers so
Yes.
she can doctor it up at a level that she likes.
And so, your mother brought bruschetta.
Oh, yeah. Mom brought coleslaw and bruschetta.
And the bruschetta was so good. I
And-
polished that off last night, just saying. Sorry.
You did after I went to bed? I wondered what was going to happen to that plate of bruschetta. And then Carrie did our cakes and cupcakes and did a fabulous job as usual. Oh, and now Mama Christie did make the required strawberry cake that Alea has to have. And I mean, I told this to everyone here. I might as
Look
well
at the
tell it
sweet
to
tarts on it.
Yeah, there it is. It's in the lower left-hand corner. Got the sweet tarts with her initials on it, etc.
I was wondering what those were.
Yeah. But that cake still is not sliced. And that's because even though she won't fess up to it, she knew that the moment that cake got sliced, then it was to be shared. And she thought the longer I keep it intact, no one can eat it. So it's set aside for me after all these people go home.
Yes. So
So
tomorrow, the lid will be busted off.
she thinks she's
and
not
a little girl with a spoon or a fork will be sitting with the whole cake.
She thinks she's not very transparent, but we have raised her. We know. we know
Will
her
she share?
moves.
Will she share with you two or?
I don't care for it.
Neither of us. And that's the thing. She wanted that cake. That's the cake she always wants. But, there's not a lot of people that they go, oh, yes, strawberry icing on strawberry cake. Let's do that.
In a bundt pan.
In a bundt pan. She's the one. So we talked her into having a professional, and she was like, okay, fine. And I surprised her with that. She would share with us, and she would share with you, and she would share with others.
I don't know, because I still remember that, the one day you all brought in donuts. And she brought me in the box, and I actually kind of like the strawberry icing one. And I was like, nope, not that one. I was like, oh, well. It's like, nope, sorry.
She's gotten older, and she would a little bit, but I think she has also learned that not everybody likes it as much. So if she says okay, she's not being rude. And the chances of somebody actually wanting it are slim. She has learned that, but she would. And honestly, Sam, she just really rakes the icing off of it, sits with a fork or a spoon, and I let her, and that's just what it is.
That's
So.
pretty much how I eat cake too. So I got to cut the cake yesterday, so that meant I get like the icing that was on the spatula that gathered up. It turns out Mama Carla likes that too. So we kind of had to arm wrestle for it. But there was plenty to go around.
I think she probably beat you too, didn't she? I wouldn't want to screw with
she
Mama Carla.
She got the first serving, and then I got the next one when she wasn't looking. One thing that I did notice about the way that I made the video, I didn't spend a lot of time on it, but Apple does a good deal where, identifies people. So I can just go into my camera roll and I can find, just show me all the pictures that identify Alea. And then you can export it and it sets music to it, etc. And you just show it, and we were able to cast it on the screen. But one of the things that I really noticed about it, and I thought it was interesting, and I shared this with Alea, and I shared with everybody that was there, is that everyone's phone would have told a different, a similar story, but from their perspective, through their eyes. And so my video was just through my eyes, or the photos that have been shared with me. But it was really interesting to see there was chronology involved. Like the very first picture in the video is she and Brady from a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
And then, but it goes back and you get into the old studio, and it chronologically works its way back. And one of the great things it does is it takes the live photos and it adds the audio that's even in just the live photos so you get little bursts of audio in there, even if it's not a video. And it was just funny to see that spirit that she had. She'd turn and shake her booty at everybody in the studio, and that little guitar that she had to play over and over.
Sam, one of them was her sitting in the studio with the headphones on, and guess what she had? A Lelo popsicle.
Oh yeah, yep. She had plenty
and
of
that
those.
was one of them that really got me to see her sitting there, and I could hear Lelo. Yeah.
Well, see, I still remember, and I have the picture somewhere. I hope you all have it too, of the day that she, I guess, escaped from the business manager at the time. I don't remember if it was Tanya or whoever, but went down the hallway, and you could see her poking through the window over your shoulder. And I just found it funny because it looked like you all were zoo animals, and she was at the zoo. Like, look at this.
She was always peeking in. And
because she was just tall enough to kind of see just over the window on her tippy toes.
And then I was reminded too, and I need to go get it and upload it to Drive. But I have all of the she and I used to do the show after the show. So after the doors would open, the studio doors would open after our show. She would come in, popsicle, etc. She'd want to put the headphones on, and then I would interview her. She'd do the weather, or she'd just do whatever it was. So I need to make sure and get that preserved.
She was also my banker for a period there too. I remember.
She
That's
was.
right.
Yeah. She gave, what counts? She said it was counts. And she'd give you a piece of paper, and she would say, "These are your counts."
Was it Count Sam?
I don't remember. I know it was hanging by where I would sit in the studio, and she would come by and she would update it.
Yeah,
with my money.
She had a word for it. And then I was sharing with the people who hadn't heard the story last night, the photograph that you're talking about, I think, with the headphones on, and she has the Amazon Prime Wish Book, the version of the Wish Book.
Yeah.
She has a popsicle, but she's wearing her Queen Elsa costume, so that gives you an idea. That photograph was taken close to Thanksgiving, because that's when the Amazon Prime Wish Book came out, right before Black Friday. So she's going through that, but that was her Halloween costume. So there's an indication there that she went 3 weeks without taking that costume off.
Oh, yeah, that was a right.
And none of us said a word. We were like, fine.
Well, I got to tell the story last night that, one of her first birthday cakes or whatever it was, we had to sing to her every single time that she had a piece of cake. Because she, the first time we did it, we sang happy birthday to her.
That's right.
So the subsequent times, so we got to share that with her, with some of the Texas family, that we sang to her every single time we cut her a piece of cake.
What's funny is you told that same story to the same people that I told it to, so we both
You
told
did?
it. Yeah, I told that same story. But but she was just so sweet when I think it was her 4th birthday, because she would say, "Can we sing again?" Every time she wanted a piece of cake. Can we sing again?
Can we sing again?
Of course we can sing again. Fine. We'll sing anytime you want to sing. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. Today's water cooler question, today's Did You Know, and a big passing for those of us Gen Xers who grew up to terrible news yesterday. We'll talk about that more coming up here on In the Know. Smith Overhead Door isn't just about opening and closing. We're about safety, security, and style for your home or business. As a Future Designs company, we're lifting expectations across Grayson and surrounding counties with top brands like CHI and Chamberlain.
Hey there, I'm Kevin Brooks with Smith Overhead Door. Whether it's a sturdy LiftMaster for your garage or a sleek Clopay door for your shop, we install and service with a commitment to reliability. Smith Overhead Door, we're opening up possibilities.
Secure your entrance at sohd.info.
Ugh, my storage is full. I have to delete some photos. Don't need these. Our Holiday World trip?
You can't delete those.
The one of Mom's hair after riding Thunderbird?
My hair? Remembers X Blue ice cream face?
No, I'm keeping these forever.
At Holiday World and Splash and Safari, we can't free up your phone storage, but we do have free soft drinks, parking, and sunscreen. Time to make room for the good stuff. Visit holidayworld.com.
Did you know there's money available to help you pay for trade school or college? Yep, and all you need to do is fill out the free application for federal student aid, also known as the FAFSA. Completing the FAFSA costs you nothing but time, and it can pay off big. And there are experts across Kentucky who can help. For more info, visit gearupky.org/money. That's gearupky.org/money. Brought to you by this station and the Kentucky Broadcasters Association.
A lot of things are better when they're fast. Medicine that's fast acting.
I feel better already.
Internet that's lightning fast.
Yeah.
Food you can cook fast.
Popcorn's done.
But one thing that's not better when it's fast is driving. Because driving too fast endangers your life and the lives of others. Not so fast, Kentucky. Please obey the speed limit. A message from the Kentucky Office of Highway Safety.
I love a day on the water with friends, but my moderate to severe plaque psoriasis sometimes holds me back. Now I'm all in with clearer skin thanks to Skyrizi. Risankizumab Riza, a prescription-only 150 milligram injection for adults who are candidates for systemic or phototherapy.
Teaching music is my passion, but my active psoriatic arthritis can limit me at times. Now I'm treating my joint symptoms with Skyrizi.
With Skyrizi, most people with plaque psoriasis saw 90% clearer skin at 4 months.
Or if you are an adult with active psoriatic arthritis, Skyrizi helps you move with less joint pain, stiffness, swelling, and fatigue.
Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines.
There's nothing like clearer skin.
There's nothing like better movement, and that means everything. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi. Visit Skyrizi.com or call 1-866-SKY-RIZZI to learn more.
K105 weather from the Wave Storm Tracking Team is brought to you by Smith Overhead Door, sohd.info.
Twin Lakes weather.
Drier weather is back in our forecast as we get to enjoy plenty of sun today with highs near 90 degrees. For tomorrow, sunny and hot as we jump into the low 90s for your highs, and we'll see some mid-90s showing up for your Thursday. From the Wave News Storm Tracking Team, I'm meteorologist Tawana.
The 105 Days of Summer is powered by Litchfield Exterminating here on the Twin Lakes Best Mix K105.
Did you know? Do you know what a lawn mullet is?
Is this going to be actually on the lawn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. In my mind, I have a picture of what it could be.
So a lawn mullet is a neatly manicured front yard and an unmowed mess in the back. So you're just trying to keep people that see it from the street think, oh, look, they got it all together.
No, you
When
don't.
really they just,
They're doing the best they can.
it's kind of like the people who have a really clean outside of their car, and then it looks like looks like the transfer station on the inside. It's kind of like that's a car mullet. I suppose. Here's today's water cooler question. If you or your household have not won in the last 30 days and you're 18 years of age or older, you qualify to win. You're going to text your answer to 270-259-6000. 270-259-6000. Keeping it easy this week. I don't know. You all been so good. I guess I'm just trying to reward you. Here's the question. What is the fastest flowing river in the world? What is the fastest flowing river in the world? We're going to do 4 tickets to Beach Bend today. 270-259-6000. 270-259-6000.
I wrote down the guess.
You wrote down a guess? Yeah, let's try to do it without the Googler. I mean,
Do you know this?
Sure, if you want to be a cheater, fine, be a cheater. But
Would you have known this?
Yeah, I would have known it.
Okay. I'm curious to see if I'm right.
Got the news yesterday afternoon that lit up the sibling chat because my sisters and I were all raised on the Cosby Show. So when we learned that the world had lost Malcolm Jamal Warner yesterday, I think my baby sister had the hardest time with it. I had a hard time with it because he's 54, and I go, I'm about to be 54 myself. So it's just hard to, I mean, we lose people all the time, but this character, I don't know a lot about Malcolm Jamal Warner, but he was kind of America's son. I've shared with you many times, the Cosby Show was groundbreaking in so many ways, but it was important for me growing up in white America, in a place where there was not a lot of cultural diversity, and you didn't really know what it was like to live in a black American's household and how similar they were, et cetera. And what I loved about it was there was a lot of humor involved and, particular things that weren't necessarily going on in the average household. But the way that through the lens that they were able to tell the same stories that were happening in my household and, fathers and sons and mothers and siblings and, just the coming of age, et cetera. It was iconic, and it was part of the must-see TV. So Theo was the only son in a house full of girls. He had, 4 sisters. And then, of course, his mom and his dad. So any of the son storylines were written about him. And we still, to this date, when something about a gift comes up between my sisters and I, we say, I'm going to get you a Gordon Gartrell. Because that's the classic episode where he wants a $90 shirt and Cliff just flips out about it. But then Denise decides that she can make him one. And he has to wear it, and he goes out, and the collar's all cockeyed, and it looks terrible, et cetera. But anyway, it's just good television. It was really good television. And he drowned in Costa Rica. His daughter and wife were there, and they've been very private. He's been very close not to release their names. But we found out, I read this morning in another headline, that he basically got caught in a riptide, got swept out, got rescued, but they were not able to revive him, and so asphyxia was the official cause of death. But there was another person. I don't think they were connected to him. I think there was another person at this same resort in Costa Rica that also got swept away and was hospitalized, but that person's life had been spared to this point. Most recently, Malcolm Jamal Warner had been a musician. He had been involved in several things. He worked for more than 40 years as an actor and a director, but recently he had gotten into music. So anyway, just tragedy to hear about it, and makes me want to go back and find some old episodes of the Cosby Show if I can find it. They did get Bill Cosby, a quote from him this morning. CBS had one, and he talked about how prepared he was as a young person. And he went, he would go to his room and study and get his lines ready and the scene ready, et cetera. But Malcolm Jamal Warner, he had been very adamant about the tarnishing of the Cosby Show because of Bill Cosby. So I don't know that they were BFFs at the time of his passing. Billy Joel has shared his first public health update following his brain disorder diagnosis. He was on Bill Maher's podcast called Club Random. He said, I feel fine. He said, my balance stinks, but it's like being on a boat. He had to cancel all 17 of his upcoming shows in North America and the UK due to being diagnosed with normal pressure hydrocephalus, which is an accumulation of fluid in the brain that causes cognitive and physical issues. He said it's being worked on. He said they've been referring to it as I have a brain disorder, so it sounds a lot worse than what I'm feeling, but says it's being worked on, and hopefully he'll be able to return to performing if that's what he wants to do. He clearly is still able to sell out shows. And then big news or big milestone, I guess, for a song that surely we all know, and that's Teddy Swims. Lose Control has now become the first song ever to spend 100 weeks on Billboard's Hot 100.
Really?
Wow. 100 weeks.
That's a long time.
I mean, we're just 4 weeks. We're a month away from it being in the Hot 100 for 2 years.
Wow.
And it didn't immediately go into the Hot 100. You know, it took a while to get there, and it's just been there the whole time.
I mean, it's a pretty good song.
It is a really good song. I don't know much about Teddy Swims, but I don't know where he came from. I don't know how he showed up, but he just does a tremendous job with the song. It's very hard not to like, without a doubt. But anyway, if you're not familiar with The Cosby Show, here's a little taste of it. We got to get to a break. We'll come back. The point to ponder, pearl of wisdom. We'll figure out who wins the water cooler question and more coming up here on In the Know.
Many people ask Focus on the Family how they can protect their marriage from infidelity. One of the most important things you can do is spend time together. According to research, most couples spend as little as 1 hour alone together each week. If the couple are parents as well, that number drops to nearly 0. Now compare that to the average couple having an affair. They spend almost 15 hours together every week. That's why marriage experts agree that married couples should spend between 8 to 12 hours per week together to keep their relationship connected and healthy. And what should you do with that time? Number 1, be intentional. Love doesn't sustain itself. It has to be fed, nurtured, and constantly renewed. Care for your relationship. Number 2, fight for your time together. Write each other into your schedules if you have to. Make it a point to share time with each other, or other things will take priority. Put down your phones, look each other in the eye, and be with each other. No one sets out to have an affair. Infidelity creeps into a couple's relationship as their connection slowly disappears through the cracks. Spend time together, connect. You can have a happy marriage that will endure for years to come, but it takes time. If you need a counselor, give us a call at 1-800-A-FAMILY or go to FocusOnTheFamily.com. I'm Jim Daly. God is at work, and he's calling his people to rise in truth. Truth Rising is a powerful new documentary from Focus on the Family and the Colson Center. See how ordinary Christians choose courage in a culture that needs truth. Watch Truth Rising starting September 5th and find out how you can be a part of the change and become an agent of restoration. Sign up at truthrising.com. That's truthrising.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies supplements, changing the world one life at a time.
I thought about it for a while before I ordered them, but I love the smell of them. So, it's a good thing.
Start your journey with Balance of Nature supplements. Go to balanceofnature.com and get 35% off your first preferred set with free shipping as a new preferred customer by using discount code BALANCE.
Midway Pharmacy is your trusted local partner in health and wellness, offering free delivery so you never have to worry about picking up your medications. The friendly staff knows you by name and is always ready to assist you. Living and raising our families in the same community, they understand your needs. With a wide range of services and personalized care, Midway Pharmacy is here to make your life easier and healthier. Visit or call any countywide location today of Midway Pharmacy.
The Kentucky Community and Technical College System is teaming up with the Kentucky Public Service Commission to boost workforce safety and protect critical infrastructure. At a news conference Thursday, the two announced the PSC 811 Damage Prevention Scholarship, a $66,000 fund that will help KCTCS students trained to safely locate and manage underground utility lines. The funding comes from penalties collected from individuals and companies who damaged utility lines after failing to call 811 before digging. The scholarship will help KCTCS students safely prepare for careers in heavy equipment operations, construction, and plumbing. KCTCS President Dr. Ryan Quarles.
Today's exciting announcement with the Public Service Commission is yet another example about how our Kentucky Community and Technical College System is meeting the workforce needs of our state. Thank you to KCTCS and our partners for strengthening Kentucky.
To learn more, visit kctcs.edu or kentucky811.org.
MB's point to ponder for today. So it's Shark Week. So pondering sharks, of course. So sharks can swim faster than humans. Humans can run faster than sharks. So in a triathlon, it would just come down to who's a better cyclist.
I guess so.
Is that how we would find out?
Yeah.
I guess.
Let's see. I got a dash of Tour de France thrown in there too, since that's going on. It's in the third and final week
Well,
of Le Tour.
That kind of reminds me of I saw some reel or something of they asked Joey Chestnut a question and they said, okay, if you had to race Usain Bolt in a 100-meter dash, but before you were allowed to start, you both had to eat one hot dog, could you beat him?
Could he get enough of a head start? Eating
Exactly.
a hot dog?
Because he said it takes him about 2 seconds to eat a hot dog. So he was thinking, how
think-
long does it take Usain Bolt to eat a hot dog?
Yeah, but I think eating one hot dog really fast is not hard. I think eating 20 really fast is hard. Yeah, that's where he starts.
I mean, how quick could you eat a hot dog then?
Gosh, I don't know. I think I could do pretty well. I'm a fast eater anyway, so if I want to be. So I don't know.
Yeah, but
Probably more than 2 seconds. But
I
he
would think so, yeah.
But Usain Bolt, he would also get to train. You know, he could improve his technique and do better. So I don't know. The water cooler question for today was, what is the fastest flowing river in the world?
All right, so I'm going to be funny. Denial.
Denial. It is pretty fast. That's good.
I guessed Amazon.
You guessed the Amazon? So my presumption is that depending upon your source online, you may be getting different answers because you saw a lot of two different guesses. At least that was my experience. Is that what you saw, Sam?
Yes.
So here you go. According to the random trivia generator, it is the Amazon River.
Okay.
It is the Amazon River because a lot of people thought it was the Gura as well. So we were looking for Amazon, Sam. So you can choose
from what I understand, the Gura is the fastest in Africa.
Mm.
Okay.
So, looks like we got 6.
6, 2 today.
2. Phone number ending in 5935.
5935. Congratulations. On TV tonight, America's Got Talent is on. The 1% Club is on Fox. Something called The Snake is on Fox as well. Well, who are the Reds in a series with right now?
Washington.
The Yankees have the Blue Jays, I guess. Yeah, the Blue Jays won like 11 in a row at home or something. On fire. The Yankees are the opposite of on fire. Let's go to today's highlight in history. This date in 1933, aviator Wiley Post landed at Floyd Bennett Field in New York City, completing the first solo flight around the world in 7 days, 18 hours, and 49 minutes. Birthdays today, George Clinton is 84, Bobby Sherman is 82, Danny Glover is 79, Albert Brooks is 78, Don Henley is 78, Willem Dafoe is 70, John Leguizamo is 65, David Spade is 61. Did you see David Spade dressed as Joe Dirt go on stage with Morgan Wallen the other night? Morgan Wallen is, they show him coming out of, like they do with a lot of the artists, come out of their dressing room, go down the hallway. He stops and talks to a janitor and is shaking his hand, and he turns around, and it's Spade in character and says, "You want to go on stage with me?" And they take off. That's all I saw. That was basically the only part I was interested in. Rufus Wainwright is 52 today. Selena Gomez is 33. Ezekiel Elliott is 30. Gone but not forgotten. Rose Kennedy in 1890. Dan Rowan with Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In is 22. Bob Dole in 23. Orson Bean in 28. Alex Trebek was born in the state in 1940. I still every night think Johnny Olson is going to say, "The host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek." Even though he's been gone for 5 years, I still think he's going to say Alex Trebek, but he doesn't. Chart toppers, 1948, the Kay Kaiser Orchestra, and I think you know the name of the song.
Yeah, he's a pecking it all day long.
Ah, packing it all day long. Look out there, Woody. Let's go to 1957. Johnny Mathis, not to be confused with Johnny Unitas. It's not for me to say.
It's not for.
All right, let's go forward. How about some Dusty Springfield? 1966. All right, where's the chorus? Here we go.
That I have to follow you and beg you to come home. You don't have to say you love me, just be close at hand.
All right, Dusty. Let's go to the Van McCoys. Van McCoy and the Soul City Symphony. 1975. That's a good little ditty. Let's go to 1984. This is my favorite Bruce Springsteen song. This is where the world got introduced to Courtney Cox for the first time. Without a spark, this guns for hire. Even if we're just dancing in the dark. All right, let's go to 1993. UB40.
Oh, goodness.
2002, Nelly was #1 with Hot and Her. Give Me Everything, Pitbull in 2011. Juice WRLD, Come and Go, #1 in 2020. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today says, the things you will never have to chase, 2 things you will never have to chase, true friends and true love. 2 things you'll never have to chase, true friends and true love. MB's Pearl of Wisdom for today. Remember, God loves you, and I do too. If you don't know Jesus, let me know, and I'll introduce you. Look forward to seeing you back here tomorrow for another edition of our show. For Sam Gormley, for Beej, I'm MB, and now you're in the know.
The Twin Lakes Best Mix is WKHG, Litchfield. The Twin Lakes